Hello, everyone, and welcome to the RV Inspection and Care podcast and video. I'm Dwayne. I'm a certified RV inspector, and today we're going to be talking about the best luxury motorhomes you can buy. So what makes a motorhome a luxury motorhome? Mainly its features, and lots of them, all kinds of amenities that make travel and camping comfortable. And luxury motorhome buyers, well, they're willing to step up and pay the extra money to get the features they want. So what kind of things should they be looking for in a luxury motorhome? It will depend, first of all, on the size of the motorhome, because you can only fit so many extra things in a certain space. And it will also depend on the kind or type of RV that you choose. Now, for the sake of this video, I'm going to be focusing on 3 categories of motorhomes because that's where you usually find the luxury motorhomes. And that's the Class A category, the Super C category, and on the smaller end, the B plus or small C category. But let's go all the way to the top to the luxury kings of the RV world, and that's the high-end Class A market. And what kind of things do you find there? Well, all sorts of stuff like tile floors, upgraded furniture. We're not talking the typical RV furniture here. We're talking the real thing. Air suspension to ride down the road in comfort. Large bathroom that can rival the one that you have at home. A big adjustable king bed. A washer dryer. Big slide rooms that oppose one another, and when they open up, it looks like an apartment inside. A dishwasher is common. Super quiet, ducted air conditioning and heating systems that you hardly even know is on when it's going. And the list goes on and on and on of all kinds of great luxury features. Now, clearly we're talking about diesel pushers here because diesel engines are required to move around the extra weight of all those amenities and let you travel and camp in style and comfort. Now let's move on to Super Cs, and they really are a great alternative to diesel pushers. The only thing you really need to know about Super Cs is the ride and the handling characteristics, in my opinion, are not quite up to the standards of a diesel pusher. They're not bad, they're good, but it's not quite the same. However, you're going to get all the goodies, all the luxuries that we talked about in diesel pushers. You'll find them in Super Cs. And you get some safety features, things like airbags and an engine that's right out in front of the RV. And that way the passenger and the driver are not right there in the impact zone in a front-end collision like you have with Class A RVs. And the Super C is the towing king of the motorhome world if you get the right chassis, sometimes being able to tow all the way up to 30,000 pounds. Now let's move down quite a bit in size to the Class B plus or the small C category. And obviously the space is much less here, so you're not going to have quite as many of the amenities we just talked about with Super Cs and Class A diesel pushers. And that makes the motorhome itself much easier to drive, more nimble to get in and around with. But what you very often find for luxuries in this segment of the motorhome industry is lots and lots of technology. You know, all kinds of great things like lithium batteries and solar packages, technology to control almost everything in there, and many people consider that to be luxurious. Now, when we're talking about getting an RV in this kind of segment of the industry, the higher end, the luxury end of the motorhome segment, well, it's important that you get a good brand. You buy from a good manufacturer that's known for quality build and construction methods. It's very important because who wants to go out and buy a luxury motorhome and then having it break down on you all the time and be in the shop? So you really want good quality here. Therefore, I have produced guidebooks for all of these RV categories to help you know which are the best brands to choose in these categories. All you have to do is download the guidebooks, and then you'll know my full recommended list of the best brands to choose from or to start with in your search. But for the purposes of this video, well, I'm going to highlight one brand from each category to get you started. And let's start, first of all, with the Class A motorhomes. And anybody who's followed me for any length of time knows that I'm going to recommend Newmar here, because Newmar, in my opinion, are the kings of the higher production segment of the motorhome industry. Now, there's an ultra high-end segment that are low production builders, but in the higher production section, Newmar does a great job, and they have 6 models above $500,000, going all the way up to $1.7 million at the time this video is being produced. You'll find their motorhomes up to 45 feet in length. That's a lot of living area. On the motorhomes above 40 feet in length, you very often get a tag axle, and that's nice as well. And Newmar does an interesting thing. They often give you an option of the chassis that you can get that motorhome on, either Freightliner or Spartan. My recommendation, drive them both and decide which one you like. The engine size goes all the way from 450 horsepower up to 605 horsepower. All right, let's move on to the number 2 category, the Super C category. And here I'm going to recommend the Renegade XL. It's made up to 45 feet in length, which is similar to the Newmar diesel pushers. And there are 4 slides, so that opens up the floor plan really wide and gives you that open feel. You get that 30,000-pound towing capacity with their chassis. And it all comes on a 600 horsepower Detroit diesel engine. And of course, there's all sorts of amenities and luxuries that you can really appreciate in the Renegade XL. The price on RV Trader lately has been around $775,000. All right, let's move down in size considerably to the Class B Plus or small C segment of the motorhome industry. And here I'll recommend the Grand Design 25 FW. Now, Grand Design put this motorhome on the Sprinter 4500 chassis, not the 3500 like many RV builders do. And the whole idea of that was to be able to put in more goodies, more extras, because it supports heavier weight. But you still get things like theater seating. Believe it or not, a king bed in a motorhome that small. And of course, all the goodies like lithium batteries, the great solar package, technology out the wazoo, and all of this is available for $228,000 MSRP. Now, there's lots more luxury motorhomes that I can recommend for you, and you'll find them in the guides that I mentioned earlier. If you'll download one of those, or all of them, depending on what you want, and use them along with my new RV buying guide book, then it will show you how to buy those RVs the right way to avoid all the frustration and irritation that so many RV buyers experience these days, and get your RV at the best price and make sure it's fully functional from day one. And you get my personal assistance in the buying process as you go as well. Well, I hope this video is going to help point you then in the right direction and get you started on finding the luxury motorhome of your dreams. And that's it for now. Have safe and happy travels, my friends. Until next time.